Hello, my name is Shivam and my enrollment number is 161290107036 as displaying onto your screen, and my branch is computer and I am studying currently in the semester 5 and my SDP module is networking. Here I made a presentation regarding my project. I mentioned some topic in PPT which I am going to explain later on. So let's start with introduction. So, as we all know, computer networking field growing exponentially as the number of devices like mobile, laptop, PC are increased day by day. The list of devices used in this project are switches, which is a one type of network device, servers, and device that end device like PCs, laptop, or mobile, anyone you can take, and a simulator I used, which is a Cisco packet tracer. So let's see actual project which I made. So this is a Cisco packet tracer called a network simulator. Here I took my friend's name as an example, like a Parth and Jay. Here you can directly see that. Okay. They are a end device like computers. They both has computers, so we can consider it as a our end device. So there is a switch, this is called a switch, which is used to receive data from sender and send it, or you can say forward it to the destination, same. So switch is what type of task done by switch took data from the sender and sends it to the destination. This is all switch is all about. And we all know switch is dealing with a MAC address. We can there is a nothing about IP into the switch. So here I took two switches and two end devices called as Parth's PC and Joy's PC. Okay, so we will see later after our PPT is containing so much content about this explanation about this. So let's get briefly introduced with all the servers which I used. So this is a DHCP server. Here I would like to mention this is a IP address. This I assigned IP address of each devices. This is 1.0.0.1, this is 1.0.0.2, and this is a 1.0.0.3, and later on. So as we all know, in order to communicate with one device to another into the same network, we use IP address for that. So this is IP address for that. Okay, then the DHCP. What DHCP stands for? The DHCP stands for Dynamic Host Configuring Protocol, and this is DNS server. This is a domain name server. Okay, then domain name system. So this is connected with this Parth PC. We cannot directly say that, but this is connected into the one network. This switch is connected to the DHCP and DNS, and one switch is connected to this, and that switch contains connection of a web server. FTP means file transfer protocol server, and Gmail server. Okay, so we will see implementation of this project into the as mentioned topics onto the PPT. So let's move on to the PPT. So objective. So our objective of my to build this project is simple. There's a illustrate implementation of DNS, email, DHCP, FTP, and web server in simulator. Okay, in simulator the networking is possible because in order to we take a real type example, there is a very costly device like switches, servers, too much cost of that. So I preferred simulator rather than physical device. So our objective is to assign IP address dynamically by DHCP server, establishment of a DNS server who translate query into IP address, email server development, file transfer protocol, FTP server development, and web server development. So our objective is pretty clear. We develop a servers called DHCP server, DNS server, web server, FTP server, and Gmail server. We have to look this all configuration of this and implement and working of this. Okay, so let us introduce me. Let me take you to server called DHCP. This is a DHCP server, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol server. In order to configure this server, we must know the actual phenomena of a DHCP server. DHCP server stands for Dynamic Host Configure Protocol, as I discussed later on. And in order to configure this, we have to select fast Ethernet 0 and config. And one thing remember, DHCP server configures all other devices automatically, but we have to configure DHCP server's IP address statically. So I put starting range of 1.0.0.1 as a IP address of DHCP server. So now, as I close this window, this DHCP will served as a 1.0.0.1 IP address into the pool. Okay, then after I config DNS by DHCP of its IP address. Okay, then I config fast Ethernet 0, and you can see that IP configuration is DHCP and IP address is 1.0.0.2. Okay, it's assigned dynamically, or you can say automatically rather than statically. Okay, then I put IP DHCP using DHCP to all these servers and components. Explore Education, which is my site name, 1.0.3, 4, 5 and 6, and this is 7. As we all know, switch doesn't require IP address, it is dealing with MAC address. Okay, then we will look after the DNS server. What DNS server do? Okay, let's just take one example. If you write www.google.com into the Google browser, okay, I know this is funny, but you can relate with this. Okay, so www.google.com translate whole query into the accordingly IP address with the DNS service. Without the DNS, our browser cannot identify what type of query you are firing, because it does not know English language. It does know the IP address, which is address, you can say internet protocol address. So in order to translate, means let us see into the project, in our project example, this is Explore Education. If I browse Explore Education into the browser, it will redirect me nowhere, means no page found, like that error will be generated. But if I put DNS server and DNS is readily configured with it can hold transfer exploreeducation.com into the accordingly its IP address, which is currently now 1.0.0.3. Okay, so in order to doing that, we configure the DNS server like that. There is a configuration of DNS server, that I desktop and services, and that into that DNS. DNS, we can say that Explore Education is there. I added the entry, and its IP address is 1.0.0.3. Okay, it's that simple. Okay, so what we will do in that, we configure DHCP and DNS, and this IP is assigned 1.0.0.7, which is a part PC. Okay, then our objective is clear. So what is the real life application? So real life application is DHCP is as I mentioned already. You can read this, or you can pause the video and previous, you can see it. Okay, then the switch networks, officially Mac bridge is a computer networking device that connects device together on a computer network using single, as we all know. And there is some kind of all devices real implementations. You can see that web server and email server also. And advantage we will see later on, but let's see actual implementation. Okay, then the web server is this. There is a web server in the HTTP. There is our website containing this. Let us see if our website is running or not. There is a web browser, and I open. Okay. Okay, yes, our website is running because I put exploreeducation.com, and my website is displaying. So okay, so web server is totally configured, and DNS server is properly running, and DHCP server done had his work. Okay, then we will look after on FTP server, which is file transfer protocol, which is very important. If we say youtube.com, okay, so youtube.com contains file. In order to get that file, we have to configure FTP server regarding to the youtube.com. So in order to do that, the services into the service FTP, I took one example. There is a parts PC from login there is a username path and password is IT. Let us see is working or not FTP. So in order to access the FTP server from your computer, let's set command prompt, and there is a command FTP slash FTP youtube.com youtube.com. Okay, trying to connect youtube.com, connect on. Okay, so it is asking for me for username, so I will put path here. Username is path and my password was I. Login passive mode successfully. Okay, let's try another command, dir, which is command is used to present directory. So this is a content of the FTP servers. I put null. I didn't put anything into the FTP server, so it is a pre-mandatory file which is showing me. So our FTP service is properly running. That's for sure. Okay. So there is a FTP establishment. So yet now we done DHCP server, DNS server, web server, and FTP server. Okay, we will now look at the Gmail server, which is the most important one. In order to configure a Gmail server, we have to look at the what type of email IDs and what type of users are connected into the Gmail server. So in order to do that, first we have to log in into your email ID. So in order to do that, we can say email. Here you can see there is a Parth and Jay. Two users are there, and Parth's username is Parth and password is IT, and Jay username is Jay and password is CE. Sorry, I mean Parth was IT and Jay was CE, whatever you can say. It's my friend name. They might be anything. Okay, then Parth, we can do that Parth later on. Okay, Parth. So in order to email Jay, we open the email and compose it, and we have to send mail to the Jay. So Jay's email ID is Jay at the rate gmail.com, and my subject is hello. Sorry, hello. How are you? Okay, then send. So it is giving me messages send success. Okay, so but we don't have to trust PC. We will look after definitely. There is an email. There is a Joy's email, and in receive section I received email which containing sparse@gmail.com, hello, and how are you. Okay, so this is the implementation of Gmail server. I send email through Parts PC to here with the using of server called gmail.com. Our server contains two main things which we already know: SMTP service and POP3 service. SMTP service is used to send mail, and POP3 post office protocol. SMTP stands for simple mail transfer protocol and POP stands for post office protocol. The SMTP server is used to sending the mail, and POP server is used to receiving mail. So it is working also properly. So this is a basic implementation of my project, regarding mini project we can say. And let us see an advantage. Using DHCP, we can assign IP automatically. DNS provide alphabetical language. FTP file transfer protocol. Yes, we all already I discussed into the videos. There is a PPT for is only reference purpose. I will attach into the zip file. Okay, and then my future enhancement. Okay, my future enhancement of project is try to implement this project into the real life with all physical devices. So this was all about my project, and saying thank you for listening. Goodbye.